I won a re-election in a double election back in June of last year, winning a higher share of the popular vote than I did in 2019. It's also very similar to what happened in India. There are some, striking similarities between what happened in India, what's happening in India, and what is happening in Greece. Of course, at a very different scale. I won a re-election in a double election back in June of last year, winning a higher share of the popular vote than I did in 2019. So in that sense, this is also very similar to what happened in India. Which I think is the best proof that if governments actually deliver for the people and create a prosperity that they can actually spread across society, voters will reward these governments. And in that sense, there are some, striking similarities between what happened in India, what's happening in India, and what is happening in Greece. Of course, at a very different scale. But I think both our governments have demonstrated that you need bold reforms, that you can actually leverage technology to deliver public services in a way that was unimaginable maybe a few years ago. I have great admiration for what India has done with its technological revolution. Given our scale, we have done something similar in terms of rolling out digital services to our citizens. And of course, I think both of our governments believe that when you create wealth, this wealth needs to be spread in a just and equitable manner. It cannot just be growth for a few, but it has to touch, all aspects of society. So in that sense, I think there's also an alignment of philosophies between our two governments in terms of promoting private entrepreneurship, but recognizing the role of the state as an effective regulator and at the end of the day as a distributor of the wealth that has been created. So. To conclude, let me just thank you again for your presence. I am sure this is going to be the beginning of a very, very fruitful cooperation. I'm sure that for those Indian companies interested in Greece, you will find lots of interesting business opportunities, and I'm sure some of those will eventually materialize. The same is true for our Greek business people who have been introduced to the Indian market and see the huge potential that exists here. And finally, one project that I have for Deputy Minister Frankogiannis is we need, as soon as possible, a Indian-Greek Chamber of Commerce that will actually be able to leverage the potential of this business partnership but to its full extent. There is already very good contacts between the confederations, the official interlocutors, your confederations of Indian industry and FICI and the Confederation of Greek Industries. So there's much more we can do. Please come and visit us in Greece, and I'm sure you will appreciate firsthand the dynamism of a country that is changing and moving in the same direction, in the same way that we appreciate the dynamism of India that is moving in the right direction.